All right, welcome back to another episode of the Ridgeway Pod. I'm your host Udoy, and I'm here with Ush. And yeah, welcome back to. I think we're about episode 25 now. The quarter of 100 episodes. We're on the way. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying all 24 content that we've taken out and put out so far. Hit that like button and please leave a comment on who you think is going to win this whole thing because everything's unpredictable at this point. And speaking of winning, the conference the conference semifinals continue. The NBA second round, and we're kind of here to talk about it. We're a little bit all over the place because some series have ended, fortunately and unfortunately, and the others are on the brink of ending. And yeah, so let's just jump right into it. I guess we got two games today happening with New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics. It's the first game out of the two. I believe it's game 5 for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's back in the TD Garden, not the Madison Square Garden. And based on that, we have a lot of things happen in this series since the last time we talked about the playoffs. It's only been a week, literally, and so much shit has happened. Starting with the biggest news is Jayson Tatum's tore his Achilles tendon, and he already got surgery for it, which happened so fast. Truth be told, I don't know if that's some modern science going on or what.
Supposedly
But yeah,
he went to KD, who did KD's surgery, and who did Tiger Woods surgery. That guy he went to KD, went directly to him. But damn man, like that's such a bittersweet way to end the series. Like the game he was having, leading up to that injury, like it was finally like a full bounce back game. We were like, oh shit, like one thing about Tatum, like that people don't give a lot of recognition for, is that he's actually one of the best back against the wall players in the league. Like whenever shit's going, like everyone starts slandering him and it's over for him. He comes out with some of the ridiculous games. He did it against Miami. He did it against the Bucks. He's done it against the Knicks. He was doing it against the Knicks.
Funny you say that quickly, just to support your cause. Today is the 2 years anniversary of him scoring the most points ever in a game 7, which is 51 points against the 76ers. Yeah. So yeah, go on. Sorry. Yeah.
He's one of those guys. Like he just gets up for those big games. Like he had 42 points. He had 7 threes made. He was shooting 16 to 28. He was doing everything on the floor in that game, and I honestly think they could have pulled that out, like if he hadn't gotten injured. Like that's just a brutal injury. Like let's just talk about that for a second. Like an Achilles injury to a 27-year-old superstar, like that is like brutal. That's as brutal as you can get. Like I'm not saying at least, but like KD's Achilles injury came when he was 31, I think.
That's when it 30, 31. Later. Yeah.
Like and then like Dame also I think he tore his ACL or tore his Achilles too, and he's like 32 right now. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that it's happening to Tatum at 27 is so brutal because we already saw how much it affected KD when he came back. Like people can say that he's scoring 28 points per game and still looking like the most efficient scorer. Bro, he can't. You can already, when you watch the playoff series, he can't move laterally like that no more. His best defensive attribute was rim protection. He couldn't do that anymore. His handle got even worse than it already was, and I feel like that's what I'm scared about. Like, like these it's the worst injury in sports. An Achilles injury is the worst injury in sports because you don't feel it. You just like, what the hell happened to my leg? You literally just drop and you'll be like, oh, like why can't I get up? And then I think that's why Tatum was like, people were like speculating that it wasn't an Achilles injury in the beginning because he was like writhing in pain. But then after they announced it, they were like, people started realizing that like he wasn't writhing in pain, bro. He was writhing in sadness. Like he knew what happened. He knew his Achilles was gone, and he was like, fuck, like And then, I don't know if you saw what happened with his dad. His dad said, he said, why me? Why did it have to happen to me? And it's like that shit. I know, like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's a millionaire," blah blah blah. Like, his life's gonna be fine.
Nah,
or that shit is brutal for like people who like this is your passion, this is your dream, like this is everything. Every day he gets up for that shit, and now he can't do it for 9 months. He can't do it, and we don't know if he's ever gonna come back fully 100%. Jayson Tatum. It's gonna be a different version of Tatum. I'm not saying he's gonna be ass, but the one that we saw the last 8 years of his career. And by the way, he's only 8 years in his career, and it's gonna be brutal.
That's like just to jump off that, like since we're on the topic of Jayson Tatum, like two things coming to mind. First of all, like you kind of alluded to it, he's such an Iron Man. Played the most games since he's been drafted. Like what was it 2017 or
706.
something? Yeah,
Oh
whenever he
yeah,
got drafted.
yeah,
Yeah,
2017. Yeah.
706 games. Every year he doesn't play less than 70 games, which is unheard of in this modern era, other than 2 seasons. But I think those are the two COVID impacted
Yeah.
seasons, and that was still like 64, 60 something
Yeah.
games. So like
63 and 64 games.
yeah, so like that's crazy. We all know the all NBA caliber. He's one of the he's the four horsemen. He's one of the four. No matter how corny people might find him and all this stuff. And that's another thing I just want to jump to, where it's like, we've seen a lot of greats in our careers like suffer, like you've alluded to, Kevin, like with his injuries or like catastrophic injuries, life-changing ones, like Kevin Durant, and like you said, Kobe Bryant the other day. We were watching the clip of post game when his eyes are like red, and it's like, is this the hardest thing ever? And it's like, we know Kobe Bryant. He's gone through a lot. Like before LeBron, he's probably the most scrutinized superstar of all time in the modern day, and it's like. He's like, yeah, this is probably in the moment the emotions are just going crazy.
He was in the end of his career too,
like
and that's how
damn.
brutal that injury is.
So yeah, and then there's D Rose when the ECLs happened, and it's like we were robbed of such a talent, right? But my thing is like the three, and we can probably go on a run of lists of unfortunate events, but like those guys all, and rightfully so, got respect, the admiration, and like the recognition, the awards, even like the awards are the whatever. Like if you don't get it, you don't get it. But like more or less, they got all that, right? While being finalists, champions, MVPs, record breakers. And Jayson Tatum, I feel like playing the other side here was like he, as much as we love to joke around and we're in meme culture these days, he's never, I feel like, gotten that super due. And last year was just crazy because like the conference finals MVP and the finals MVP. Okay, whatever. But it's not even that. It was just the talk of the town of it. Like Steph never got the finals MVP till 2022, but Steph was never like really disrespected like that. Like if you really want to go there, the finals MVP talk was literally like a little poke. It wasn't like nobody discredited Steph. He was still the greatest shooter of all time. He, headed that offense, changed the game, blah, blah, blah. Whereas like Tatum, literally people were bashing. And then like, yeah, sure, he did have, issues with the efficiencies, the Team USA. Like it was a lot of crazy going on. But at the same time, it's like, we should all know who Jayson Tatum is. But I feel like we never all openly like admitted it.
He's the only, and this is going to be a topic that I was going to bring up later, but he's the only consistent superstar left in the league, I feel like.
Right.
Like, he's consistently where he is. Like, he'll always be at the ECF. He's always going to play 70 games. He's always going to give you 27, 7-7. Like, 8 and 9, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, his accolades is like, bro, like, it's one of the best resumes, best 8 years of basketball
other than
we've
like
ever seen.
Luka Doncic,
like,
maybe like individually
to your career, and he also has a ring. Literally, the only thing he doesn't have is an MVP. That's the only thing he doesn't have, and a Finals MVP. And it's like, that's where the injury sucks even more. It's like, what if he just doesn't come back the same, and then like
that's the thing.
We just all go back to doing our same clowning that we always do of him.
And my thing is that, right? It's like, Kevin, KD, and Kobe, they all like they came back at the best level they could. Like KD's probably the best example, and Dominique Wilkins based on history. And it's like, but yes, they're also like reputation wise, they're just Teflon. You can't touch them, etc., etc. D Rose is celebrated to this day, but like, what if? And I, knock on wood, but like Jayson Tatum comes back and he's like, Sean Livingston-esque, like. You know what I mean? Like, because Sean Livingston was like crazy athletic, crazy. I'm not saying he was like this all-time player in his era before injury, but then when the knee went and he came back and he's one of the greatest players in Warriors bench mob history and like all that. It's like, what a robbery of a talent. But like,
no, it's true.
And it's weird to compare Jayson Tatum to like I thought of Sean Livingston, but it's just like, or like Brandon Roy maybe. But again, those guys, it's like everybody got their like sort of respect due for whatever level they were at, and it's like. I feel bad. It's like there's like I hope Tatum still gets his flowers when this is all said and done. And he was on course not to be the greatest Celtic of all time, but like at least top 5 and like on that path. Like the resume is already built, like building and all that stuff. An MVP maybe puts you over Paul Pierce. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
one more championship, getting that Finals MVP. So now you
just playing more,
pass
he would have ended up there.
100%. Now you're like behind Bill Russell and Larry Bird, and maybe you're used. Now we're in, like, we can argue for you like by the end of year 20. Like, yeah, but so I hope everyone hopes I'm so, like, I saw obviously everybody obviously feels bad. Like that's the dumbest way to like lose a series too for the Celtics. Like, hey, I'm a Laker fan, and like obviously I don't want Boston to ever win like that, but it's like, or ever win and succeed. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm also, I bias aside. I just like, I love greatness, and Boston Celtics were a formidable team, and like they were struggling, sure, against the New York Knicks, but it's like I don't want him to lose because of this necessarily. Yeah. Like, and then now it's career altering injury too. It's not like, oh, you know, just like Garland's injury, for example. It's
you know fine. One thing, like the last thing I'll say about him, he's one of the might be one of the most like unluckiest, like based on his he has so much success, but he still has so much like of the most unluckiest things that happen every time he has a big game going. I don't know if you remember not last year, the year before against Miami, when Miami goes to the finals. He literally like breaks his wrist and then he can't play. Oh no, twists his ankle in Game 7.
Yeah,
and then he can't play.
Yeah. Like the beginning of the game. Yeah,
the bubble. I think he was going crazy, and then I forgot who hit.
Oh, that was a series of Bam's block. I remember.
Yeah, that was a series of Bam's block. Oh, I think somebody went out in their series as well, and it's like damn, like how much big games does Tatum have to have, and then where something just goes wrong? It's just it's
it's just tough because, and also he's always, like you said, Mr. Consistency. Like, you know, I always say like it's like a Tim Duncan thing he has, and it's like, you know, he's always at that level, and it's like he never gets to shine. Like, you know, you know, whether you're a Luka fan or you're a Tatum fan, it's like they could be, you know, eye to eye. You can make lots of cases because of like, you know, oh, his team is better. His, you know, Luka drags everyone, blah blah blah, whatever you prefer. But it's like Shea is already like, by talking by the masses, is like Shea's usurped him, and Ant has usurped him off dunks and this and that. It's like people are so easy to just like bypass him, and I just feel bad. It's like, bro, I hope he really comes back, but it's like 27, like, I mean, you never want an injury for that, but it's like, yo, 30 post 30, do you have the injury? Don't do it now, bro.
Like, you know,
like this is the moment you're supposed to go crazy, and now it's like, will he be like D Wade? Like, no disrespect to D Wade, but D Wade's knees got cooked, right? And it's like the latter half was like awful. Like, let's be real. So like, is it gonna be like that, or it's like, yeah, it's just,
it's like Tatum's not a player that like, he obviously relies on his athleticism, but he's also like a very like skilled player. So,
or like Grant Hill, right? Like when I was growing up, the Grant Hill I saw, the one like end of Orlando and mostly the Phoenix Suns, and like, you know, spotting up and shooting, and it's like, but when I went in back and like tried to learn about like watch Grant Hill highlights from his Pistons days pre-Orlando, it's like this guy was like giving Michael Jordan the business, and all these. He was a crazy slasher before LeBron, before all these like peak slashers we have now. Grant Hill was the athletic demon, and it's like that the injuries robbed him, right? It's like, whoa, are we going that route? Like, it's tough. But yeah, anyway, so Game 5 is happening today. I think I wanted to shift over to Mr. his Robin, or his 2-1B or whatever, Jaylen Brown. Over 39 games without Jayson Tatum, Brown's averages are 27.3 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I honestly don't know what the win record loss is, but like I'm assuming it's like decent. But
in the world, Jaylen Brown,
right? And in his last 10 games without Tatum, it's 26.6 rebounds, 5 assists. So the numbers look good. And maybe he has to be the focal point of leadership here, because they're cooked. Or else they're cooked. So maybe
I feel like they could have
I don't know,
big game, you know, like what if they have like one of those rally the troops game, you know, like, or they're like, you know, go behind our fallen comrade, we're gonna go crazy and go off.
But yeah, no, but the thing is, to me, Boston is still built to be a good team. Like, you know, Tatum probably makes it like the best team in the NBA or top 2, but they're still a really, really great team. I'll still take that roster over a lot of other rosters. But yeah,
about Boston, like this playoff showed it a lot, where it's like they don't like when I said it in the first round, I said it as like mostly satirically, like, you know, Porzingis doesn't need to start, like, you know, but as the games just kept going on, more and more I'm like, yo, like they're being forced to play Cornet and Horford like these big minutes because Porzingis is just useless.
Mm-hmm.
And Horford, sorry, but Horford and Cornet, they're also just not good. Like what I learned, what I saw in that game 5 was, and that game 4, like the halfway through the game 4,
Yeah.
was that, dude, the Knicks put on Mitchell Robinson and he kind of just took over the series. Him and Cat were just offensive rebounds every time. I think Cat had 3 offensive rebounds. Mitchell Robinson had 5 offensive rebounds in that game 4. In that game 4, which is
Yeah.
insane.
No,
Like
it's
they are
insane.
like the Celtics' biggest flaw was, I guess we I kind of ignored it all year because I thought maybe Porzingis can get right and
Yeah.
show me a bit of himself, but the biggest flaw year was that big man and matchup, and it's like
Historic.
now Horford has gone. I think he's significantly gotten worse than he did even last year, and like it's way harder to cover up that flaw. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that
like
was the biggest.
I
Even
think
with Tatum there, that was
historically,
the biggest thing.
historically too, they figured out the Dirk White and Drew Holiday guard rotation perfectly, but they always had problems with the big man stuff. 'Cause, like, from going
Mm-hmm.
back to the Time Lord like era where it's because it's
Well, it
like, oh,
sucks because Time Lord just
injuries,
got hurt.
he
Like that was
hurt, right?
brutal.
And then Porzingis was hurt last year too, and it's like
Hey,
it's funny because if Porzingis is like even like 5 minutes healthy and like nothing, his floor is high, like he gets the
he's so
job done.
useless on
It
the court. I don't
no, but
even
like,
know what he
but
does
that's
on the
but that,
court,
no, but like
bro.
that's what I mean though. But like when he stretches the floor, if he just sits there and gets like a couple of rebounds, 7 rebounds, you win the game. Like with the rest of the team, but he can't even do that right
It's
now.
so crazy because like Boston got him to like they're like, oh, like we find like a stretch shooting big and like
Yeah,
somebody who can like split minutes with Horford even, and the guy one first of all the guy refuses to shoot threes. Like he hates shooting three. He can only do a post up, turn around, fade away,
yeah,
and then secondly he just like cannot cover Horford's minutes. Horford literally has to still play 40 minutes because his defensive capabilities and his IQ is just not there.
no,
And
it's
like
true.
this is the one series where me and you were talking about it. We were talking about like why can't they get Cat going? Like what's missing here? Well, in game 4 in that third quarter when Tatum was healthy, Cat had I think Cat had and Jalen Brunson combined for 28 points in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they found something, they unlocked something, and go look at Cat stats. Cat only took 3 threes. He's not shot jacking best shooter in the. No, he's
no,
just getting to the paint, getting downhill, and he's scoring right over them. And like this is great to see from the New York Knicks. Like this was well, the biggest flaw all season was, hey, these guys can't beat good teams. And I'm
right.
not. They beat, no offense to Boston. Like I get the injury now, but they beat y'all 2 and 3/4 quarters like fair and square.
Yeah,
Going into that fourth
for
quarter, it
sure.
was like basically a tied game. So they're showing that their resilience, that they can fight, and the question was never about Brunson. Brunson will always keep them in the game. That's the whole point of Brunson. He's just so infinitely clutch. The question is Karl Anthony Towns, OG, Bridges, Josh Hart, whoever else plays, are they going to be able to show up as well? And you know they're showing it. Like
For
Mikal
sure.
Bridges, how many times do we see him? Mikal Bridges took 21 shots last game. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, how many times do we see Mikal Bridges doing that catch in the corner, then roll into the
drive,
paint, and then
fade.
fade away? And
Yeah,
he hit it like 12 times. I swear to God, he
bro,
didn't miss it.
it genuinely looked like in Kuroko when Aomin goes like parallel to the ground
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like sideways, and he just hits those fadeaways.
yeah.
He was legit doing that, and it was like he's so comfortable doing it too.
Oh, it was so
It's
impressive.
crazy.
Like,
It's
like
crazy.
the
At midi.
like I think they're probably gonna close out today. I don't think Boston just has a shot because Boston doesn't really have a bench to play either, and now
Hmm.
they're down their most important player. So it's gonna be rough unless they get really hot from three. But this goes to show, like I don't. The Knicks are, especially with how like the Pacers are just waiting there for them for the in the Eastern Conference Finals. Dude, the Knicks go to the finals this year, man. We could see a New York Knicks in the finals. Like the way Jalen Brunson's playing, because like he is unbelievable. I think he might be the best player in the playoffs right now.
It's
And
crazy.
then and then the way Cat's playing right now on the defensive end and on the offensive rebounding, like effort. He's showing the effort. That's
Yeah.
that's what it is. He wants to win, so he's putting his body on the line. I know he has a hand injury, and then same thing. Well, Mikal Bridges, that's the one thing he knows how to do is just effort because he just sucks at basketball in general. So, and then OG Anunoby, he's doing his thing still. I think he's like, I don't know. OG's having a weird series. He was Tatum was frying his brains off. Like I don't know. Like I'm not sure like the OG, like maybe because his role has been so diminished because of how like stacked their roster is, because they rarely double, they rarely show help. They usually leave everybody one on one. They're really like Thibodeau wants them to play one on one because he's confident in everybody.
Yeah.
Like OG's role is just maybe been diminished a little bit, but look, if OG's role is diminished and they're still winning games, then who gives a shit?
Well, the thing about the New York Knicks is like, okay, but you already said Brunson is like the GOAT right now. But insane. The thing is, even if OG is having a like slower or quieter series right now, or like and Josh Hart, I feel like too, it's like, but against the Pacers, like they could step up. Like it genuinely, they're like everybody eats team until the last 2 minutes where Jalen Brunson and get the hell out of the way ball. But so that's the thing. Like I'm not super worried yet.
Series will be hilarious.
Though. It's gonna be fun. Like it's gonna weird.
Be team,
it's gonna be crazy.
Team basketball. Everybody eats.
Yep.
And then in the fourth quarter, it's gonna be Hallie versus Brunson. WWE clutch for clutch because. Those are the two best clutch players in the league right now. Like,
and speaking of that, like I think we can low key segue into what you like the other side of the Eastern Conference Finals, who they're already waiting there. The Indiana Pacers, they already defeated the Cavs in like 5 games, which is crazy because the Cavs were the best team in the East. I know injuries happened, which is like a big talking point, but not to brush it away. But it's crazy because I just wanted to say, like you said, the Knicks could go to the finals, which is insane because our whole lifetime it's like Knicks have been garbage for the most part, and like one of the biggest franchises in the world in terms of market wise and stuff. It's like, whoa, finally you guys are doing something crazy. But the NBA championship is so open right now that the Pacers could also win. And low key, Halliburton could become the greatest Pacer of all time just off this one season. Literally, though. But yeah, so and they defeated your Cavs, who you were kind of rooting for quite. Like you have a soft spot for the Cavs, so like, and you've been following them all year and whatnot, and probably expected them to make it to the conference finals and like at least. So
bro.
Yeah, like I'll give you the floor for that part. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah.
Just to like write a eulogy about the Cavs, man. 64 games won this season. Swept the Miami Heat and came into the series confident. And honestly, I think this series was lost in that game 1. I think that series was lost in that game 1 where Indiana just showed that like they are more prepared for the playoffs because both of these teams are both year 2 teams. These guys they're keeping their continuity. They're continuity kings. Like there's a lot of teams like that right now in the playoffs. Right now, actually, all teams in the playoffs right now are all 2-3 years in to the builds that they are in.
Yeah.
The Knicks just made a big trade, but the Brunson era started last year. The
OKC,
the Pacers, same thing 2 years ago. OKC 2 years ago.
Cleveland
Nuggets 4 years ago. Cleveland 2 years ago. Minnesota 2 years ago. Like these guys are all. So there's no excuse of
other than the Lakers. Like literally, it's like
that's what I mean. Like all the teams that are left alive.
Yeah, right.
There's no excuse to like for these teams to like not know each other, not be prepared for each other. So like the one thing the Pacers are great at is they know themselves and they know what they're good at, and they'll always play to their style. And one thing the Cavs are just terrible at is they don't have a style that they play to. They play the double bigs and then they get scared and they stop playing it. And like Mobley my biggest pet peeve of this series is Mobley, because Mobley last year I told you that his second year, first year the rookie, first year in the playoffs, and he's just not
the lights were bright series.
He's on the 4th option on the team. Like he wasn't even they weren't even looking to get him plays and shots. Bro, all season long, Kenny Atkinson has put a battery in your back. Donovan Mitchell's put a battery in your back. Spider has put a battery in your back. And for the entire series, he had one game more than 13 field goal attempts.
Which is probably last game, no?
No, he had 12 only last game.
Which is right,
You know,
yeah.
like, and that was his best game last game. He went, he got to the free throw line, and he played all right. But it's like the aggressiveness to play basketball is just wasn't there with him. And I don't know if it's a Jared Allen like being your mentor thing, but like stop this pussy. Like they're just being pussy. Like that's all it is. Like Miles Turner is not better. Like Miles Turner is not infinitely better than you.
Yeah.
You know, but Miles Turner is out hustling you in every facet of the game. Neesmith is not. I mean, no, not Neesmith. What's his name?
Nemhart.
Thomas Bryant is not better than you, bro. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but Thomas Bryant is out there going crazy. Like, he's doing any Thomas Bryant stat sheets don't even look, but he's just doing all the little dirty things. You know, picking up fouls, getting the, clashes.
Mathurin is just a heel.
Like the
yeah.
entire Indiana Pacers team, just like it just screams to me like the message of this playoffs is like you need everybody. You need everybody. This is the new era. You need everybody to come along, and I can't even blame Donovan Mitchell. Like Spider, he emptied the clip. He had a bad game, shooting game, but this series is over after that first two games. And where do the Cavs go from here, man? In my opinion, it's run it back. You just run it back.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else you can do. You try to draft well. Try to get somebody else maybe for what's it called? Like get a Ty Jerome replacement. Get a Dean Wade replacement.
So just like some, you're saying like small
marginal
fixes.
changes.
Yeah, marginal changes. Yeah. And
get some athletic, and also get some athleticism, man. Spider's the only person who can jump on that team,
and he's only 6'4". Like really, like you know what I mean, like 6'3", 6'4". So and that's what I was gonna say too. Like either marginally fix it, or I know a lot of people are saying like subtraction by addition by subtraction, where it's like because this is the second playoffs in a row where Jared Allen, who wasn't injured, is kind of like wilted or whatever. And then I know Garland was hurt, but Garland sometimes has like D'Angelo Russell-ish vibes, like to me at least, and to other people maybe too. But it's like again, he was hurt too, so I know I can't fault him completely. But at the same time, it's kind of like, like if it's like if you have Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs, it's like you have the same thing twice. Like in the sense of
my only issue
play
is
style.
What do you even go for? That's my thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like either you run it back,
make a trade for Jared Allen or even Darius Garland. Their salaries are obviously really high, and like what are you even looking for to get? You know what I mean? Like, what team is willing to like just give up, like unless Utah and Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen or something like that. But Lauri Markkanen is not coming back to Cleveland, so.
It's funny because if you were to, obviously now that I'm thinking about it, it's like this is pre-second apron era. But when you have Tatum and Brown, right? Like that's the two cornerstones.
Yeah.
And Boston did well to not give up on that. Like, like everybody gives up on one of them eventually, and the franchise does. So in that case, if Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley are your two pieces, two cornerstones, so you have that. That's your Tatum Brown, AD LeBron, like, two superstar, all-star level players. In the East, where like low-key the East stays open. Like now that we're seeing it more and more, the East every year there's a new things. There's not the LeBron era anymore where 500 straight finals. So after that, it's like, okay, how do you capitalize on those two and make everyone else better? And obviously a lot of finessing happened with Drew and Derek and Horford playing above his standards for a run or two, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like, but you've already kind of paid a lot of players, so it's kind of like
it's tough to do that too.
It's a lot of
you don't even know if it is Mobley that caliber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, it's not Garland.
At least Jalen and Tatum, like
they
both of them average 25 a game at one point in their career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, but the thing is, I feel like personally for me, and I'm sure you're gonna say this too, Mobley is always projecting up. Like, you won DPOY this year. Yeah. Last year, you didn't get any plays, like you said. This year, you got plays. And speaking on that part, yesterday too, I saw him finally get the ball in certain things, and he went in and he looked like prime Hakeem Olajuwon doing a drop step, spin, laid it up, and I'm like, he could do that like 5 times a quarter and maybe score 3-4 times, doing just that, and then hit a couple threes, play defense, and then, but it's also like the want to do it, to be the number 2, because Mitchell's gonna air the clip out. Mitchell is Mitchell. I don't think we can ever question his tenacity and his intensity to try to win, bro. We've seen it like so many games. He 40 points, 40 points, 40 points, and he's trying, and you guys are winning by 5, winning by 10, almost 20, and y'all lose. If somebody comes for the ride, which I'm going to low key allude to in the Nuggets series also, bro, we win these games. Like, that's how the series is not going back to Cleveland or Indiana 3-2 or some shit like that.
I think the biggest thing is like if the Cavs were looking to do a move, it's gonna be you're gonna look at DG. That's the person you're gonna look at. Like I don't even. Think
but if or run it back if everyone's healthy. Like
you look at DG and you're like, DG, like you watched Halliburton all series. Did you learn anything from him this year? Nah. Yes or no? Okay. We'll move on from you. Like literally, that's what it is though. Like DG, did you learn anything from Halliburton this series?
A lot of people also feel like, and then based on that point, it's like Halliburton, Brunson, they're small, slender guards playing valuable minutes, not getting really super exposed on defense, right? Like everyone always talks about the Luka thing this year, which is true. It's like, look at these guys. It's kind of crazy to say. It's like they're still in the series. They're still in the game. They're not being played out of the game, where it's like or schemed out. And a lot of people say like Mitchell and Garland, if they're both like offensively more gifted than defense, it's like you have both of them. You have 2 Halliburtons or 2 Lukas on the floor in that defensive sense.
The reason why probably one defensive player of the year is because he has Garland and Mitchell.
Yeah, he was covering everything.
So it's like,
but playoffs are different, right?
My numbers are gonna look gaudy because I'm fucking covering their ass.
Yeah. So you have to kind of take a look.
I've never said Spider. Like Spider is nowhere near a good like a great defender.
Oh, 100%.
He's a solid defender who puts an effort, sure, but that's
his offensive level.
That's Spider's responsibility.
Exactly.
But what is Garland's responsibility?
What are you doing?
That's the question.
Because Spider's doing all the offensive stuff at a higher level.
He is even worse than Spider at defense, like, and on offense, bro. He is so inconsistent.
It's not like great example of this is Luka and Kyrie last year.
Yes.
Like, but they made it work. They went to the finals. Like, you guys were supposed to go to the finals, and so I'll give the injury bug excuse a chance, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's an effort thing. Sometimes it looks like in Cleveland. So
Darius Garland is a combo guard that averages 6 assists per game. Like, like I don't need you on my team, bro.
Yeah, like, it's like, are you gonna like when Kyrie's a Robin, he's the greatest Robin sometimes of all time with the LeBron or Luka. So it's like, he's gonna match 40 points and win me a game. Garland, I've yet to see you do that. You're just like, Mitchell, can you try again, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting to look at.
No, but we gotta talk about the Pacers though. This team is insane. This team is insane.
Crazy.
We said it from the first round. This team is insane. They are the most fun team to watch by far. They do like the most craziest shit at all times. They play at I don't know if you guys like know this reference, but when you're playing 2K and you just put the game speed slider all the way up to 100 instead of 50, and then just people are just sprinting back and forth. And
it's just super speed.
Like we used to do it. Like back in the days. That's how the Pacers play. They literally play with their speed sliders turned up. They just nonstop. They will always take more shots than you, or they'll always get better looks than you. They're always better out in transition. And I think this is a test to how unselfish Halliburton is. He is like the most unselfish player. Like, he's the next Steve Nash. That's what he is, really. Right. And he's always willing to pass first. He even said it today. He's like, I'm a last of a dying breed, like a passing first point guard. Yeah, like that's what he is. That's just how he's wired. Like, I think you know what's crazy? Yesterday, the closeout game was his highest scoring game. That's when he started like, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna hit these threes. Like, what's it called? Jared Allen wasn't guarding him on any threes. He was 4 for 4 to bring.
Bro, that's how they came back to the game. Like, legit.
So the one game that he had like where he had to score. Remember what I said? They're like 20-2 when he scores more than 20 points. Like, that's how. Yeah. Like, but it's a willingness from him that like, I don't need to see the shot go. Like, I don't need to take 25 shots a night. I'm cool with taking 8 shots, 11 shots, 12 shots, max 15 shots. I think he maxed out at 15 shots last game. Like, he's not even emptying the clip. You know who empties the clip on their team? Freaking Pascal Siakam, that obviously. But the other one is Nembhard, bro. Nembhard and Mathurin, bro. Those two guys are like Jekyll and Hyde. Like like one's evil, one's like a good person, but like they're both the same player. Where like they just want to like score. They want to attack the basket
two
at all
Canadian
times.
goats too.
Bro, the Mathurin's unhinged, bro. Like,
Yeah,
at
no,
least
it's
like
true.
Nemhard's like just like I think it's because Nemhard like, like maybe because he's like smaller and quieter and like not as athletic, like he's not as loud. But Mathurin, man, dude, he be doing. It's not even the way he speaks, bro. It's when he goes like for an offensive rebound. He's just like killing people. Like, it's the funniest thing to watch.
I'll answer this question right now. So Mathurin is from Montreal. Okay, and Nemhard is from Aurora, Ontario.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why.
I answered the question right there, bro. Like
both. We gotta find out where in Montreal things from.
Yeah, exactly. It'll tell us a lot. Like Montreal North. I don't know, bro. Like
watch him be Laval, and then we're like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, and Nemhard is like up the road. Like
no, that team is just so much fun. Like, everybody's just so like they're such a well-oiled machine. That's just what it's been. Like they are the best team basketball team
of all time. Literally, if they win this ring. No,
bro.
and it's true. And I think shout out to that TikTok that I saw. I'm sure I could give him credit, but he was saying it's like a Rick Carlisle thing too, with like the whole when he had Dirk, the most unselfish superstar, and can get his bucket, but like wants to win. Just it's a winning thing, and Haliburton is the next level of that, and then Steve Nash is also cut from that same cloth, whether it's D'Antoni's sons when he played with Dirk. Like, it's just, low-key, Haliburton, if he was Canadian, I wouldn't be surprised too. Shout out, like, come on, like, it's the same shit.
Low-key, though, like, I wouldn't be mad if the Pacers win. Like, I'll be like, yo, go win it all, bro. Go win it all.
Siakam, ring number 2? Whatever. Pascal? Like, bro.
Pascal's been a quiet all series, too. You don't hear about anything about him. And like he just has 20 shots up though every game.
No, it's true. No, shout out to them. Indiana Pacers are like they're doing so good, and they're just showing like what team basketball can get you.
Back-to-back ECFs.
A quick based on that, like so I saw this thing yesterday or 2 days ago. It was like players to go to the conference finals or further in their first 2 playoff appearances back to back. Magic Johnson 1980 and 81, D Wade in 04 and 05. LeBron 06, 07, and Haliburton 2024, 2025. Like so, conference finals or further, which obviously we know what the other ones did.
He's the next Tatum. I only see conference finals.
Seriously. I think D Wade might be the only one that. No, D Wade won. Oh, wait, no, D Wade didn't. D Wade went to the playoffs and then he wins in 06.
Magic was the only one that won.
Yeah. Well, and then LeBron went to the finals in 07. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy company to be in. So let's see what happens. The Knicks versus thing is going to be comedy, but in a good way. It's going to be entertaining. Let's move over to what I've been finding is the most boring series. The Timberwolves versus the Warriors. The game, I think 4, we watched it the other day, and man, like it's like cool. I was cool. We'll get into it and everything like that. But maybe Steph not being there makes it even more boring, low key. Because I've got to see Pod Zeminski run around and Jimmy Butler take 3 shots.
No, the worst part about that game yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, was the fact that when you go look at the box score, every single player on the freaking Warriors played a minute. Like that pisses me off, bro. It's you're trolling.
Wasn't Kerb testing the game before where he played 14 players in 1 quarter, and he's supposed to have it figured out by now? Like
every single player has 5 minutes or more, bro. Every single player, Steph Curry, DNP, left hamstring strain, has 5 minutes or more played. Like this, you know why this series is like so boring? It's because the Golden State Warriors just suck ass. Like no one wants to watch them play. Like they're super boring. And Jimmy Butler, $65 million. Oh my god. And then Draymond Green is just like he just wants to get out the game as fast as possible because Steph's not there. And then you look up at the scoreboard and the game is tied. The Minnesota Timberwolves just are the most boneheaded team ever. They're just so stupid. They just won't get rid of the stupidness. Whatever happened in that Memphis Wolves series 3 years ago, They made a pact to just be as stupid as possible for the rest of their careers. These two teams refuse to use their brains whenever they play basketball. We just see the dumbest plays happen. We see the most stupidest turnover. Like, how many times did we go, oh, how much time does that graphic come up? The graphic on the bottom under the East. Warriors on a 7-0 run. Wolves on an 18-0 run.
Yeah.
Warriors on a 12-0 run. And it's like, bro, like, are you guys ever going to go bad for bad? You're just going runs for runs? Like, that's how I know it's turnover, missed shot, turnover, missed shot, terrible shot. Oh, and the other team's on a run. And then they're like, no, now it's my run turn. Turnover, missed shot, turnover. And it's like, for the Warriors, yeah, they're a bad team. Steph's not there. For the Wolves, they're playing their entire roster that's been healthy all season. Bro, why can't you guys ever just, like, use your brains? I've been watching Julius Randle. He was clowned his whole career for being an idiot. I've been watching Julius Randle look at everybody on his team like, what are we doing?
Genuinely, I think
what the hell are we doing?
You looked at it, it's like, when he's sitting on the bench, you think, or like on the podium, he's like, yo, what is this? What are you guys on?
There's a play in the beginning of the third quarter where Julius Randle's doing a side inbound, and he does end of the second half, end of the first half, and he does side inbound, and he throws it over, and Ant catches the ball. Somebody catches the ball, and like the corner guy's supposed to come up and set the screen, and Julius is sitting on the 45. Julius is yelling at the corner guy like he's LeBron James. Set the freaking screen! Set the screen! Like,
yeah,
and it's like that's the epitome of the team. Like, they just all of them, Jaden, Rudy, Mike, Ant, Nas, and DiVincenzo, they all just like turn off their brains for 3 minutes at a time and
at
just
the same
stop
time
playing basketball. And it's like, it's infuriating to watch. That's why this series is so goddamn annoying to watch. It's like, none of you guys deserve to be here. You guys just played inferior competition. Yes, the Lakers were inferior competition. It's so annoying.
The thing about that's a great little segment on the Wolves. Jimmy Butler was the saving grace, okay? Forget about Draymond. Like, we know what Draymond, what's going on, right? Like, and all that stuff. Bro, can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Oh, something just went away. Like an echo. Anyway, sorry. Jimmy Butler was just 5 for 9. Like, that's not like, that's the number.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yeah.
I'm just on Sport Track right now. Next year he's a cap hit of $48 million.
Jeez.
Then the year, next year is $54 million. That's 35% of the cap. The year after that is $56 million. That's 33% of the cap. All right, continue on.
No, but my thing is thank you, because Jimmy Butler, it's like, why would you give him that money? Like, I will continue as someone who is not a fan of the Golden State Warriors, but again, like, objectivity in, subjectivity out. Why? It makes no sense to me when you have aging Steph, aging Draymond. Steph still has fuel in the tank. Don't get me wrong, cool, but you're giving him the most weirdest rosters. And I thought LeBron was getting the wackest bar AD before the Luka trade. Yeah. Like, in that era, it's like LeBron and AD are getting hoed. Like, Rob Pelinka.
They wouldn't have got LeBron, got Luka. They wouldn't have got LeBron, Luka. Like, right. Funny. I know obviously they didn't do it for Braun, but like, it's when you look at it like this, like, you get me Luka, and you get him Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler and like freaking Pat Spencer. Like, shout out Pat. But like,
what did Jimmy Butler do that Wiggins didn't?
Yeah. Didn't. Jimmy Butler is one TikTok away from going like this to like from being the same thing, because they're doing the same shit on the court. Like that one TikTok that recently went viral. But yeah, man, like, it's crazy. Like, Steve Kerr looks like lost out there. The Timberwolves keep playing with their food. They're another if I had the playoffs like summary to give, it's called playing with your food. Like, that's legit all the teams that they do this. All Boston, teams, Cleveland, Minnesota, like Nuggets, like, it's like, oh my, and the game 1 OKC. It's nuts, bro.
Whoever wins the game, the opposite team is playing with their food.
Yeah, like, just so I don't even want to. What else to say about this? Minnesota should close out today. Congratulations, Anthony Edwards. You made it to the second conference finals in a row. Also, let's put you in the graphic with LeBron and Halliburton too. I don't know, bro. It's like,
he already made the playoffs before.
Oh, okay, but like, yeah, it's like, it's
he lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. We remember.
If we keep talking, I'm just gonna go to the fact that Luka and LeBron, you bum assholes, you guys couldn't figure this shit out. It is so open, bro. It is so open. And low key, when we had our rosters intact, bar a center, AD and LeBron could have gone so far. That's all.
100%.
Forget Luka. Like, oh
but
man.
I just want to say, like, you just
Oh,
a
yeah.
quick basketball analysis because we're just basically just hating right now.
Yeah, but that's the series though.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's true.
But yeah,
quick
go
basketball
on.
analysis because whoever wins this series, whatever happens next. Chris Finch, can you stop playing Mike Conley? Stop playing Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Stop playing Mike. Stop. STOP. Stop playing Mike Conley. He is so useless, bro. And this is pure. Like I have a lot of respect for Mike Conley because Mike Conley's a hooper. Like he's been hooping our whole lives. Like I have no qualms with Mike Conley. He's a good guy, bro. Every time he's on, he was a plus 17, but every time he's on the court, Podominski gets to breathe. What's it called? Jimmy Butler goes and finds him to go get a foul. Buddy Hield is doing killer crossovers on him. Like
quickly. Not in 17 minutes scored 13 points. You don't think Nickeil Alexander-Walker against this Warriors and playing the Mike Conley minutes, which was 29 minutes, does way more damage? Like, come on. Naz Reid is seeing ghosts, so I don't know what to say about Naz Reid. It's not even a joke.
God,
but like that's my analysis. Like,
dude, Naz Reid is it's that one. Him and MPJ, bro. Those two guys are like, it's scary what they're doing out there. Like, they're doing legal robbery right now. It's like they're not even trying to play basketball right now.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of crazy
right now. He's just he's I think he was a team high -11 every time he's on the court. It's this thing with Naz where it's like he's just in his own head.
That's what it looks like.
Like all the boneheaded decision. Like he'll get a random offensive foul, or he'll just turn the ball over for no reason. Like he'll just throw it behind his back and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like I think he had the team high 5 turnovers too. Like he is just
like,
if his 3-point shots aren't hitting, or if he's not wide open for 3 because the Lakers aren't guarding him, he's like utterly useless. He's not doing anything on the court, and it's like, what happened to Mr. Shamgod dribble? Like, bro,
facts.
Trace Jackson Jr. and Jimmy Butler are not the DPOIs, man, and Rudy Gobert's already dealing with Draymond Green. So.
Yeah, like he's in his personal war going on. It's like Draymond and Rudy have domain expansion beef.
Rudy, man.
They have domain expansion going on right now. Like every time they're not even in the camera. Sometimes they're not even in the camera.
There was what's it called when I think when
Dante
was shooting free throws or Dante was shooting free throws or somebody shooting free throws. No, like right before, like when they were starting to watch the line, I was like, yo, why isn't Draymond and Rudy on the screen?
Yeah.
And then they're on the opposite end, tied up on the floor, fucking kicking each other. I was dying, dude. That's a funny subplot.
This is so random. Like, yeah, today something crazy might happen, truthfully speaking. Because Draymond hasn't done enough.
The best thing Ant said last game was, he said, we were playing like losers in the first half. Please keep that in your mind, bro. Please.
Yeah, like, come on.
Please, guys.
Remember.
Like, just blow them out. Get rid of them. Then you can go get swept by OKC or the Nuggets.
Yeah. So moving on, great segue to the other series, which has been like the craziest series of all time.
No,
like
this has been the greatest series of all time.
It's insane.
This has been the single greatest series of all time.
Every ending has been like coming down to the wire. They still have not announced the MVP. We don't know what the heck is going on.
They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose.
It's
They're
crazy.
stalling it out.
This one is like just analyses and nail biting shit. But I just want to say I just wanted to start off with Jokic had 13 points on 4 for 6 in the fourth quarter last game, and everyone else had 6 points, 1 for 15.
No, like the one. By the way, the one was Jamal Murray layup when the OKC was up 9 at 34 seconds left.
And yeah, and my thing is, sure, OKC had if Jokic played better in the earlier games, 23 turnovers, he had 8 missed foul shots, all the X, Y, and Z, they probably up 3-2 also. So I don't want to just say based on that, but Jokic is having crazy, funny GOAT moments in the sense that no teammates are coming in the clutch, brother.
But I hate this shit, dude.
But before he also was playing bad. But yeah,
every time a guy has like this insane, like especially when you're etching to that conversation of like I'm the greatest of my era. You get a team that like just will cost you games for life.
Like it's not fair.
That's so annoying, bro.
It's
like
so annoying.
Like he put on one of the greatest games we've seen from
again.
A player again. Like he couldn't miss last night. I think he missed like 6 shots only.
Yeah, and
And like
man,
in the first 3 quarters, like he just couldn't miss at all. Like I'm 100% saying that he did definitely gas out. Like he played the entire fourth quarter. I
Mhm.
think I think he played 10 minutes of the third quarter as well. He sat for 2 minutes only in the second half,
Yeah, the JJ
which is
Redick book.
like
Yeah,
and it's like, bro, like he puts on this masterclass of a game, and every single player on his team, every single one of them, it's not one person showed up or no, everybody did nothing.
no,
Nobody did
literally,
anything.
bro. When he shot that three at 1:39
That was
left.
their only three, by the way, in the
Oh
second
my god,
half.
over
Only three,
Chet,
1 for 15.
over Chet like that, like the somber self shuffle, whatever. He does to AD and everyone. Like
One
I'm
for
like,
15.
they got it.
They're 1 for 15, and that
Mm,
only three they hit was that one.
Nah, it's crazy. And then
That's how you know he's pulling out shit out of his ass.
that's the thing. At this point, it's like, yo, like he's gonna be like, I want out too. Like, yo, Giannis, where are you
But
going? Where are you going, Giannis?
also, can we be honest with this series? If the the Thunder were begging to be put away, back
Yeah,
to back games,
back to
back
back
to back
games.
games. If the Thunder if the Nuggets just like played their usual clutch offense that they usually do, and everybody hits their shots, this series is already over. It's 4-1. It's done.
Low key, like
The last two games, bro, like
yeah,
it's literally like OKC found something, and then but what did they find? All they found was, okay, we're gonna put Jokic and MPJ in actions, but like all they're doing is hitting their shots,
that's
and
not. Yeah,
all the Nuggets, and then the Nuggets end, it's falling asleep on defense. Like they play that J-Dub three to ice the game. Like I wanted to fucking like break my monitor watching it because I'm like, I hate it when teams play a defense that will like, oh, we'll give up the corner three.
yeah.
And that's this like you're conceding your loss. You just said I want to lose the game.
Especially because like and then those nobody obviously could say like Lou Dort was gonna hit those two crazy shots either because he's been so brick in the
Three
entire
straight.
series, right? And yeah, 3 shots, right? So, but you're right. It's like at that point, let whoever go 1-on-1 and then go crash the boards, like. Because if you just let the open shot happen, OKC's home. Like you're just like letting them, giving it to them, and it's like
You're just
this is
taking
a
the
real
energy.
chance to win, bro. It's a real chance to win. I can't even blame Jokic for the last game. It's like like shit. Like
The only flaw I'll have for him is at the end of the game he decided to trust
MPJ,
MPJ. Like you don't do that.
who's been like, even he came out to Denver Post today where he's like, after the loss, he's like, we've played well enough to win the last 2 games. A lot of the reason we lost is because I'm not helping contribute, and that's tough. I haven't been contributing in any way. So shout out to him for taking accountability. But yo, Adelman, are you gonna like do something about this? Because he can't lift his hand. And crunch time, like at this point, like I don't even think he's playing defense, like so what are we gonna do there, bro? Like use one of your straw man or
And
Watson.
honestly, at this point, like OKC is all has basically like decided to ignore Chet. I mean, not Chet. MPJ for the rest of the series. They said like we don't care about him anymore. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna sit in the corner in the 45 and he can take his shots. We'll put our hand up, but we're not like that's the person we're helping off of every time.
Yeah.
Him, like Aaron Gordon, they're trying to stay on because of the drop down passes and everything like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
like I know Russ had a bad game, but like I think you just have to play Russ.
I'm not sure if he was in crunch time now that I'm thinking about it, but before the fourth or
No,
like
he
during the
wasn't
fourth,
because Christian
no,
Braun was playing.
no, not Russ. I was saying Peyton Watson was doing all the dirty work. Like
Yeah.
if you were watching the game, like it's like he was getting every loose ball. I remember one rebound he got over Caruso because he's taller. Obviously, he's just like it was offensive rebound, and then over there when another one, or was this the one where Caruso tried throwing it to Shea and Watson just dove to the floor and there was a jump ball with Lou Dort. Like and Nuggets were winning because of these plays. Like literally it was during crunch action time. And like if it's not Peyton Watson, right, Russ, just throw him out there. Look what happened in game 1. He was out there. MPJ is, and then the like 2 shots in the final minute went to MPJ. Like I know Jokic's like brain like oxygen level might have been low too, and he didn't think about that. Like I'd rather have poor Jamal Murray just chuck something up. But yeah,
And
like
like
it was
MPJ
just
doesn't do anything better than Russ if he can't shoot.
if you can't shoot,
You know
right?
what I
So
mean? Where like Russ is gonna crash the board. Russ is gonna play on ball defense on the best guy.
Yeah.
Russ is gonna get you dimes, find the open man, like everything that other than the shooting part, like you just have to play Russ because MPJ is not useful to play. And
Yeah.
speaking of playing Russ, the whole point of the whole game swung, by the way, in that second half, when in that second quarter when I think the Nuggets were up like 8 or 7, and then Caruso and Case and Wallace came onto the game, and they just took over. Caruso could not miss. I think he had 4 threes, and
Mm-hmm.
then Case and Wallace had 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists in the span of like 8 minutes.
Yeah. It's
Like
nuts. Yeah.
like though that's the great thing about Oklahoma City is it's the first time this has ever worked out where it's like we've played 15 men the entire year,
We don't need to
and
cut.
that means
Yeah.
those 15 guys are all comfortable at playing in whatever position at whatever circumstance, which is like which we don't really see often, bro. Like
Well,
the playoff droppers is a big thing. Like
well,
you know
they
what I
should.
mean?
They should. They're like the elevated version of the Indiana Pacers in that sense, right? Like everybody can eat, and the elevated part is Shea Gilgeous
6 players
Alexander.
in double digits, bro.
Yeah, and the elevated part is Shea Gilgeous Alexander versus Halliburton, and it's like who are you
Literally.
taking, right? In those situations. So my thing is like OKC low key also could have had this in the bag already, but their inexperience and youth has shown many times. The coaching has been bizarre, as we've seen. Like if you want to talk analysis, like it's just been some bonehead. But then also giving Jokic the best player in the world title his credit. Like he's hard to guard. He's hard to match up against, bro. Like it's if we're gonna talk about it like that,
No,
it's
I'll give
him,
you.
Giannis, like
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
like, yeah,
The biggest props I'll give Mike Dagnall is that he adjusted his late game scheme.
yeah,
You know, like the actions they're running is not that bullshit. Whatever bullshit pin down screen wrap around and then
yeah,
give Shea the ball with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. It's give Shea the ball, set a regular pick and roll with Jokic's man, and then let the defense collapse from there.
yeah,
Like and then rotate the ball and find the open shot from there.
yeah.
And if Shea gets his midi, you take your midi. If Shea you get an open three, you take the open three. If they send the
And he hit
double,
him
you
too.
get the ball to JW, get the ball to whoever else. Like they simplified the game as much as they could, but they also decided to attack the right people in action. They were trying to attack Christian Braun in action. Why the fuck are you trying to attack Christian Braun in action? He's the only perimeter defender on the team.
He's gonna play defense. Like, what are we doing?
Like,
and
he's
literally,
the
even
only guy who can fight over his
SGA,
screen.
even against SGA down the line in a couple of those games, he's been great. Like, I
Well,
can't ask for more.
Well, if someone like I'm saying like Christian Braun, like a good POA defender, he also is getting help defense from the left and right side because of the way the OKC set their players.
Yeah,
They kept 2 in the corners, so then both the low mans can drop. Like it was just idiot.
it was
It's just like
stupid. Yeah,
it was just dumb basketball philosophy that cost them the games.
yeah.
But also the Nuggets executed on the offensive end like no other, like they always do. But
You're right.
the
No, it's true.
biggest issue with the last 2 games is the Nuggets didn't. It's not like the Nuggets were, especially last game. Not game 5, game 4. The Nuggets were like also outmatched in the clutch time, and Shea was hitting all these big shots, and like in game 5. No, in game 4, it was really close, and their offensive execution just fell through the drain.
Yeah, and it's so unlike the past Denver Nuggets teams we've seen like for the last 2 years, which is crazy to see. Shout out to Shea, shout out to them. Like I would to give OKC credit. They stayed resilient and they're closing games way better. Like the looks they're getting, and the way they're executing is they're just out beating them in the last minute, and that's all that matters in the playoffs sometimes. Like, look, man, it's
This
a dog
is going
fight.
7 though.
Oh, my prediction. I was gonna ask your prediction. I think it's going 7.
Yeah.
The Nuggets last year also went 7, and they were up 20. Meltdown happened against the Timberwolves. Once you get to 7, anything's gonna happen. But I genuinely could say Nuggets are definitely winning next time.
Either game 6 is gonna be a replay of game 2, or it's gonna be like a really close game, and the Nuggets are gonna pull it out.
Yeah.
And if it's a replay of game 2. Thunder scored 149 points in game 2. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Thunder could just come out and be like, "Yo, we're ending this. Like, we're ending this today."
So, but that's the thing. Like, do the OKC Thunder have that in their locker room because they're still a young team, right? Like, and like, I'm not saying I'm not to close out exactly. That's a real playoff like experience type thing where it's like, yeah, we're finishing this today. Like, and you rally around your leader and you guys just dead it. But they haven't been, I don't think, there yet, other than like the New Orleans Pelicans and the friggin' Memphis Grizzlies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't been there just yet, but it will be a crazy growth experience if they can do that next game. But based on their track record, I trust Jokic at home to figure it out. Like game 6, bro. Like, I don't know. I have this feeling too. It's the feeling is happening again. Like with me and Luka last year. It's like I think next game, at least for next year, next game, I think so too. I'm with you. Yeah. So that's kind of like the series so far. The ones that have ended and the ones that are continuing on. I'm excited to see. We might have to like get in early to give a predictions for the conference finals because I feel like a lot of them might be they're gonna be
start
ending
right away. Yeah, they're gonna start right away.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So I mean, for the fans of Ridgeway Pod, like you guys are lucky, you know. We just have to like be ready to record whenever. Yeah, so we're hitting the 1 hour mark. Should we end it off here? I'm thinking actually right now, or should we talk about the?
Well, we can quickly talk about the draft lottery.
I was going to say
I don't know if we're gonna get a pod for it specifically for the draft lottery.
Yeah,
but all I gotta say is this shit is rigged.
Yeah.
Trade your star to the Lakers, or not even. It's not trade your star to the Lakers. It's do the league a favor, and the league will give you the number 1 pick. Do the league a favor, and they'll give you the number 1 pick. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like I genuinely was so baffled by it too because it was like, okay, look, if Washington or Utah or whoever doesn't get the first overall pick, that's one thing. But then Dallas got the first overall pick, which is crazy because we know Dallas has just been a hot topic this year. But then, usually it's like the second, third, fourth, everyone is like all the shitty like teams, tankathon teams get the top 5, top 6 picks. This year was nuts because I'm not saying rigged and all that shit, but Dallas, Spurs, Philly, Hornets. That's the top 4. And then after that, it's Utah, Washington, Pelicans, Brooklyn. Literally, those 8 teams, if you really go there, the bottom 4 to 8, 5 to 8, did not want to win a single game this year, and really wanted Cooper Flag or that second pick. Dallas had just came off a finals appearance. They blew it up, but guess what? You still have a lot of depth. Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, yada. They still make the play-in, but I was gonna say they get hurt, which costed them a lot. Wemby was having DPOY year. He's generational talent. They get De'Aaron Fox. They're in the playoff race. Boom, shut down for the season. Blood clots. Philly should never be in the draft lottery at this point because you signed Paul George to $1 billion. Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain was having rookie of the year conversations. And if Embiid's healthy, it's like you're a contender or bust every year. Like you have to go for the ring. Everything shut down. Everything shut down. And the Hornets are the Hornets, yes. So they're not much to talk about there.
But the Hornets aren't trying to tank.
But they're not trying to tank. They got LaMelo. They got what's his name? Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, and they have their like whatever team. They are trying to win because at this point it's like everyone's getting criticized, and it's like if the Halliburtons and the Trae Youngs can make it.
We're not saying like they're trying to win championships. We're saying they're trying to win games
to make playoffs, to be in the play-in. If the Bulls are in the play-on, bro, they're like, come on, why aren't you guys in the play-in? Like, but again, LaMelo gets hurt too. Things just derailed for them. Utah, my God, they were like the people players they were fielding. Washington, Jesus Christ.
Entire season Utah spent not playing NBA players.
At Washington, they couldn't be good if they tried. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion out in the bayou.
No, but DeJounte tears his ACL.
Oh yeah,
they said they're gonna tank.
But they genuinely traded away Ingram.
Genuinely tanked.
Traded away Ingram too. Like and Zion's like partying somewhere.
You know what
Brooklyn
the most egregious thing about this thing is?
Yeah.
You know what the most egregious thing about this lottery thing is the fact that this is why there's a draft lottery though. They don't want people to tank, right? But the problem with the lottery, with this instance of the lottery, is the fact that what are these teams supposed to do to get better now?
But that's the thing, though. Like, what are they supposed to do? It's like
players don't want to come here. The players, teams mess up in drafting and this, that, whatever.
Sure, it's their fault.
But also, Washington hasn't had a top pick. I mean, other than Sarr, and that was number 2 pick, and that draft sucks.
The weakest draft,
as we can
right?
tell.
Yeah,
because nobody is good in that draft. New Orleans, they got Zion, and then like injuries.
And we know how that
Brook,
franchise is run. Like, come on, since Anthony Davis, since Chris
yes,
Paul, etc.
Utah genuinely just like they just suck ass and they're trying to get
But
into
they
making
really
that.
went for it this year.
But
Like,
also,
they
people
tore it down.
who is gonna go to Utah? Like, who is gonna sign with
But
Utah?
that's what I'm saying.
What superstar are they gonna try to get? Because you can't win in this league without somebody like that.
And I feel I don't feel for Utah that badly, but I feel for Utah in the sense that like objectively, it's like, bro, they had what the Deron Williams era,
14% chance of getting the first overall pick,
bro.
bro.
Deron Williams era, Carlos Boozer and all them boys. Then they tried competing, bro. They tried. Then Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert era. They were a first seed, I think, one of the years too. Like they really tried to compete. Guess what? Danny Ainge came in, tore it down. I respected the process because if you can get Cooper Flag, this was the year to do it. You know what I mean? And it's like they got
we had a whole
slapped
thing going.
with
We had like this. We had the segregation team going. Like we had the thing.
The division was there, bro. All of that to get the 5th pick, like, bro, the 14%.
We don't even get me started on the Raptors, man.
Don't start
Honestly,
on the Nets.
You know what's so funny about the Raptors? It is your fault. It is your fault. You guys always play to win. Why the hell do you have 30 wins in the season? Why?
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
always trying to play to win. Trying to play to win. I went up there and sat there. Yeah, enjoy the 9th pick, buddy. And then my last point about this lottery thing: San Antonio getting number 2 tells me even more what I already knew. They should not have traded for De'Aaron Fox, man. Should not have traded for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
because right now they can't draft Dylan Harper anymore. They literally cannot draft Dylan Harper.
And what Edgecombe?
The draft. They have to get Ace Bailey. They're gonna get Ace Bailey, right?
But Ace Bailey's
Edgecombe,
like upside.
Like, I think they're good. I think those guys are good. I just think like if I have the number 2 pick, I don't have De'Aaron Fox, that's even more better for me and Wemby because first of all, I can trade away that number 2 pick and go get Giannis now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and match salaries and do all this,
all that. Yeah,
and it's like. Now or even if I wanted to keep the number 2 pick, I go get my young guard for Wemby. They're both going to be 20 years old, playing together forever. They're going to be the new
regardless
next Dirk and Nash. Drafted in the same within 3 years of each other.
Yeah.
Like this all it screams. All it screamed was that the San Antonio Spurs messed up about trading for they jumped the gun.
They jumped the gun. No, well, I saw the post from NBA Central today. It's like they're not pursuing trades from what we're hearing. They think they could play Harper together with Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox in the same backcourt. Brother, backcourt, is 2. So you can't have all 3 of them. Secondly, like, bro, the last time I saw that was like SGA rookie Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder. Like, that's not a thing, bro. Like,
don't work, bro. Especially in today's era, man. Like, we got the bigs out here, man.
And also, we're going back to. I know, like, a lot of people are saying, positionless basketball era. No, we're actually kind of going back to positions. We are. We're going back to you're SF, you're a PF. There's a difference now there too. Like, and it's funny. Like, you have 2 rookies, because Castle and Harper, and then De'Aaron Fox, who's like. How much has he accomplished? Like, truthfully speaking, and I just feel bad for Wemby in that sense because it's like Wemby's such a generational talent. He's Luka-esque, Tatum, 500 conference finals starting now. Like, and it's like,
yeah, I'm not saying it's like an end of the world kind of thing.
But it's like
kind of just like
stunted.
It's just like a bittersweet. Like, okay, cool, we have De'Aaron Fox, but he's like 20 years old, and like, I don't know, like if. He's the guy that I want with Wemby, you know what I mean? Like, for this season, sure, it would have been cool, but then Wemby got hurt, so it didn't matter, right? But then, like, when you look at it in totality, like, now you have the number 2 pick, you could have had Harper and just Harper, Wemby, Castle, let that core build, and then go get some vets around them.
Yeah.
And build the chemistry, and everybody's from San Antonio. There's no mercenaries here, nothing going on. It would have been perfect, but there's still there. It's not the end of the world. They're in a bad position.
We sound like we're talking like Wemby's career is screwed. No. You have Wemby, you're always going to be in a great position.
They'll be fine. They're going to win and make the playoffs next year. Like, it's more so like I'm just trying to be like a nerd. Like, I'm just
at the same time,
mathematically.
But what you're saying about Fox too, if you wanted to go to like play style wise, it's like a lesser. It's not as bad of a version of the Warriors getting Jimmy. Like, we didn't need to do that. We didn't need to do that.
It's a marginal move. Like a marginal upgrade. But like, we're trying to win a ring.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if Fox has shown me yet that like he's one clutch player of the year 1 year for the regular season, cool, but he hasn't shown me that he can take a team to the conference finals and be that guy. Like Dame going to the Bucks made sense because Dame just needed the number one guy, which is Giannis, but he'll hit all the clutch shots for you. Yeah. They win a ring, right? In picture perfect world. De'Aaron Fox is not like that level of a player yet to me, so it was just kind of funny, and he's also like almost 30, so it's like he's like 28 or something, 27.
I think they'll be fine, obviously, but
it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
The Hawks with the 13th pick. Great, good job, bro. The Bulls in the 12th pick is a hilarious thing because Josh Giddey did that to them because of that buzzer beater against the Lakers. So they would have gotten the first overall pick. And you were saying Cooper Flag in Chicago would have been kind of cool.
Oh, that dude! It was the
most. I would have respected that.
Like when I told you that the other day, I was like, "It's the best." It's like we need Cooper Flag in Chicago just because it's like
most savior East. Yeah, man. Like when D Rose was playing there, bro, it was so fun. Like
and Chicago, like
Windy City, bro.
Like they have the best fans. They have some of the best fans.
Yeah, it would have been.
Whenever they have a playoff series, it's lit as hell.
Yeah.
Whenever they have anything going on, it's lit.
Let's talk about it. The Windy City. The United Center, when it's popping, the red, everything looks, it's aura. There's aura about it when the playoffs and stuff. And like, there are city sports too with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, like the Bears and the Mets. I mean,
fire,
the
bro. And Cooper stays in the East. So like, another star in the East. So like,
Cooper's in the West, bro. Stacking the West. Dude, Adam Silver, you gotta abolish the conferences.
At this point,
you have to,
bro.
It's getting to that point.
Look, we win in this. The only way here is Paolo Banchero is the best player in the East next year. So,
that's it.
And with that, I tip my hat. Thanks, I guess. But yeah, man. So that's our thoughts, like our quick thoughts on the draft lottery, I guess you could say. Any closing thoughts?
OKC all the way.
Yeah. If we had to pick, everything is so open. Boston's winning right now, 18-13. Let's see how that one ends. I have not seen the box score. Let me quickly say it to our listeners. Jaylen Brown
has 14 points.
And there you go. There you go. We're just gonna, I'm pretty sure Brunson's gonna game them in like a quarter or two. Yeah. But that's all for this episode, folks. Thanks for tuning in and listening to us talk. We always appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button, comment, and like it if you like this video. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time on the Ridgeway Pod. We have exciting. I think we're gonna, narrow down more different ideas too. So we're excited to share that with you guys once we get it more planned out. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the playoffs since it's so unpredictable. And we're out, I guess. Peace.